Welcome into episode number 126 of The Voice Behind the Voice. I'm Sean Aronson, the TV and radio broadcaster for the St. Paul Saints, an independent minor league baseball team in the Twin Cities. I'm coming to you on the 20th of August. 2 weeks from today, the season will be over. We're about to head on to a bus. That's the reason why those of you that are watching on the video, I look like this. This is how I travel on a bus. No gel in the hair, t-shirt, just kind of, little workout pants. This is it. You got to be as comfortable as you can. This is not the NHL where everybody dresses in a suit. Guys want to be comfortable. We're about to head on a bus at 9:30 this morning, head to Sioux Falls. We go on an 8-game road trip. Here's where we're at. I mean, it's extremely exciting right now. It's nerve-wracking, but it's exciting. 14 games left for us in the regular season. We are tied atop the division with the Gary South Shore Railcats, who have 2 games in hand on us. And then we are 2 games up on the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks, who also have 2 games in hand on us. And the top 2 teams make the playoffs. So it is going to be an interesting final 2 weeks. We have not played very well on the road of late. We have played exceptionally well at home. We just finished 25 consecutive days without a day off. Went 16-9 over that stretch. Finished a 10-game homestand. Went 7-3 on that homestand. And I had the first day off in 25 days on Sunday yesterday, which is extremely unusual to have a day off on a Sunday. So you start to do just life things, right? You do the grocery shopping, you do laundry, you clean your house. Hung out with a friend and did that for a little bit, and then just kind of relaxed. And that's all you do. You shut the mind off, if you will, during the season, this late into the game. 86 games into the season of a 100-game season, and when you play 25 days in a row, all you just want is just time away, not to think about baseball, not to think about your job, not to think about anything, because we'll play 14 games in 15 days to finish the season. Matter of fact, next Sunday, about 6 days from now, we will have another day off and back-to-back Sundays off, which is extremely unusual. It's just how the schedule goes, I guess. I don't make it up, and so it's nice to have a Sunday off because you're not getting anybody emailing you, other teams, clients, whatever it is, so you can almost get away from the game as much as you can. With that said, let's get to episode number 126. It is Joe Block of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it is Joe Block who used to be a play-by-play broadcaster for the St. Paul Saints. Matter of fact, he was the broadcaster for the Saints for a season and for the Charleston River Dogs for a couple of years. Was an intern there. I did some play-by-play when he first got into this business. So he's worked for 2 of the teams that this ownership group owns. And it's great to get these guys that used to be in my position here. Of course, I had Ryan Lefevre, who now does the Kansas City Royals, Anthony LaPanta, who is here and doing the Minnesota Wild. I have a chance to do Joe Block. Chris Atterbury was my predecessor. I'm hoping he ascends to some role in the major leagues as a play-by-play guy. He's doing pre and post right now for the Twins, some fill-in stuff, but would love to get him on the podcast as well, because I love hearing the stories about when guys were here or working for the ownership group or whatever. And Joe actually came here. He came to the ballpark. He wanted to see CHS Field. He wanted to check it out. Brought his best friend with him, Tom, who you'll hear on this episode as well a little bit. Wanted to get some insight on Joe from Tom, who's known him for forever. And I think it's the first time I've ever had a kind of a second guest in there. When I did the Anthony LaPanta interview, we also did it here. His wife was here, but I don't think she made an appearance on the podcast. I don't believe she spoke at all. But Tom was very patient, sat there. I'm sure he knew most of the stories anyways, but can't thank both of them enough for coming here. And then I gave him a tour around the ballpark because Joe was at the old ballpark, which, I mean, you can look up Midway Stadium. It's nowhere close. It's not even the same zip code as what we have here. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, you can do so on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media, Twitter at TheVoiceBTV, Facebook, facebook.com/TheVoiceBTV. You can always email me, thevoicebtv@gmail.com. All right, let's get to it. Episode number 126 with a guy that used to have my seat, now with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Joe Block. JW, roll the open
I remember hearing Snoop Dogg, they were playing, the guys in the kitchen are playing, Snoop and blaring it at this point because it's 10:30, the restaurant closed an hour and a half prior or whatever. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I'm having drinks and dinner with Bob Uecker. There's Snoop Dogg playing. I like Snoop. I had prime rib. This is good. It was really good. Their coleslaw is really good too. I like, just thinking about I'm going to have this job. I'm going to be a major league broadcaster, play by play. It's just, can't wait to call my wife.